movie though.
Do we need a new topic?
Yeah, we could do.
Can we do?
Okay. Politics is mega interesting right now. Alabama, Missouri, and Georgia are all passing or have passed strong anti-abortion laws. They are itching to take it to the Supreme Court and to change the Roe versus Wade law of the land. And
if it goes to the Supreme Court, I think it's going to get overthrown.
Really,
not
because
Roe versus
the
Wade, but what they're doing, I think, is going to get overthrown.
Conservatives have taken over the Supreme Court, right? They've got 2 new judges, and now they have the 5-4 majority. I don't know that any of these conservatives are pro-choice votes.
I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes, but that is interesting how fast that happened. It seems like.
Yeah, I've been having to send my ladies to Florida. It's bullshit.
This is what's burning in my head. Like there are a lot of people who say like they don't care about politics, or they're all the same. They're all the same as one I hear too often, and it's like, well, here you go. They're not the same. This is if you're pro-life, then you're super happy about this. If you're pro-choice, they're different. You know, and now you're getting pro-life rushed to the Supreme Court, and if in Alabama, I'm not 110% sure it's a bad thing. You know, I saw some guy on Reddit say this is the end of democracy. Look how terrible. No, in Alabama, these people ran on a pro-life platform. They made no secret what their stance was. They said, if I get in power, I'm going to fix this child murder thing. And then they got voted in, and they did it.
That's democracy.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes democracy sucks.
It does. Sometimes you need democracy to protect flag burners, right? It was a really popular position when I was in high school.
To dictators.
When I was in high school, you know, people burn this flag with, you know, on their T-shirt or whatever, like I dare you on Muscle Dude. And you needed like judges or someone to say, you know what, that's free speech and I need to protect the rights of the minority. And you know, sometimes one system fits and sometimes the other does. So Alabama voted for pro-life. Alabama got pro-life. Is that good or bad? Do we need to protect the rights of the minority in Alabama, or?
Well, I mean, if that's what they voted for, that's what they're gonna get. But I don't know. I don't like when they create black markets for things like that, because women are still going to try and get abortions, and they're going to end up getting hurt in ways that
the nation voted for it.
Or they're going to have to leave to a different state.
The nation voted for Trump. Trump said he literally gave a list of people that he would put on the Supreme Court, and then he did what he said he was going to do. So
I don't know if Kavanaugh or Gorsuch will vote to overturn Roe v. Wade. If he would have put that Amy Barrett woman in, she would have been an undoubted vote it down.
I think Kavanaugh is
rid of
undoubted.
Roe v. Wade.
Kavanaugh is undoubted.
Maybe it's Gorsuch I'm thinking of that's more up in the air.
I don't know. It's not gonna surprise me if it gets overturned, but it's just not the logical thing to do. Like, even if, because I'm pro-choice, but I'm not pro-choice like staunch, right? Like, I'm really on the fence, because this is the one political issue where I'm like, I really honestly genuinely see both sides. I get it. I totally get it. Like, this is the one political issue where I'm like, I don't know, y'all got it, but I
better things to do. You can't be dealing with the situation.
No, I just can imagine me having any say so on what anybody else chooses to do. Which is interesting about like conservatives in general is like they're always like smaller government, but the government is directly influencing.
But we're all anti-murder. Like I could make that conservative argument.
They're not anti-murder.
In certain situations, they're anti-murdering innocent people.
They're usually pro-death penalty.
Yeah. I knew you were going with that, but they usually protect innocent people. Here's where I am. I feel like everybody agrees that at some point, most abortion is wrong, right? Life of the mother,
rape, incest.
That wasn't where I was going with. Like, if we were talking about an 8.5 month old fetus, I guess I'm looking for terms, then health of the mother and viable fetus, right? It become, in my mind, still reasons to abort, right? You know, the kid's just going to die in painful 2 days.
Are extremely rare, by the way. Yeah.
Those are the common reasons for 8.5 month abortions. They're rare. Their 8.5 month abortions are rare, but if they do happen, it's usually because of those 2 things. So anyway, but 8.5 month totally healthy kid, I think we all agree that's not a good thing, right? And then like plan B, I feel like we all agree that's an okay thing, right? That's not a problem. somewhere in the middle, that fetus becomes a person that shouldn't be aborted.
It really is so hard to like. Oh, no, go ahead, Arian.
You know, that's the issue is we're really trying to legislate ideas, right? Because biologists are still on the fence of what is life, like what is actually life, because you can have an argument for like this means life, and then you can have the antithesis of what we still consider life but doesn't meet those requirements. So this is it's like an issue that touches all parameters of science and emotions and everything. That's why I'm on the fence. I try to go always with the most logical conclusion, but this is something that we just don't actually know. And you have people that feel strongly on either side, and I get their argument. The issue I have is I think is democracy, right? And it's what Socrates actually warned about democracy. He didn't like democracy for the fact that is if you have a group of people that are fucking stupid, whatever they want might not be the best option for them, right? So this is what I feel like happened in Alabama. I think it's because exactly what you said is you'll create a black market for it, right? Prohibition was still happening with
easy
alcohol.
Area.
It's the truth.
It is, Prohibition, like alcohol was as big as ever.
Doesn't matter. Drugs. People still doing drugs to this day.